Did you? Hi, did you?
Hi. Yeah, I thought if we could maybe rest in awareness. I had actually one question because I noticed like when I'm resting in awareness, it often feels like kind of more at the back in a way. And it kind of doesn't make sense because awareness is everywhere.
Hmm.
But that's somehow something like that seems to happen over here.
Yeah, the usual habit when which we've been conditioned to is where we see an object and we feel like the subject. Yeah, that produces like a kind of a sharp focus, and
Mm-hmm.
the resting is much more diffuse. It's like it's not trying to get anywhere. It doesn't have a vested interest, doesn't have an agenda. It's just yeah. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
engaged, like from the perspective of the point of view of I, which like it's a very different focus. So I understand you're describing the back, but it's back, but it's everywhere. If
Yeah,
you've got
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's fun somehow if I bring the focus to the back of this body,
Mhm.
then somehow awareness expands outside of it, but still somehow it gets perceived more as, in a line back of this body. And then if I somehow relax this division, it somehow seems to come more just to awareness in all the cells of the body or something like that.
The way I've tried to invite is like asking the question, how do we know that there's a universe? And we know that through perception, yeah?
Yeah,
We
sensing.
perceive it. Yeah. And then how do we know there's a bodying activity going on? Same way, we sense
Yeah.
it. And somehow we have this idea that it's the bodying that's sensing,
Mm.
but the bodying itself is a sensation appearing in awareness.
Yeah, that's being sensed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is an experience of this moment, you could say, or experiencing because it's changing. But where is that happening? It's like we're not trying to answer that question. All I can say is here.
Yeah, it
And
just
that
seems like it's
includes,
appearing.
Yeah, appearing. And it's like that includes what we call the bodying.
Yeah, now there is more this sense of awareness being just everywhere, at least within this.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And when recognizing, that actually our experience is so limited. We experience such a, like, of the bodying activity, what percentage are we aware of? I mean, it's minuscule. And then also within, like, all the different frequencies, we live in a tiny little band of information. There's so much that the human perception doesn't have access to: ultraviolet, infrared, I mean, magnetism. There's just so much information we just don't register, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't really matter, it's just like, okay, this is it here. And I guess, it's like, way just being quiet and not needing to, seeing that we can't possibly know what's going on. And it's changing all the time, it's just like, okay, so it's, any idea of controlling our experience or controlling life seems a joke, it's just like,
And so it's a very peaceful place, that what you describe, everything just becomes very peaceful and yeah.
it's in the direction of that prayer that, not my will, but God's will, it's like recognizing whatever's living us is kind of doing everything, it's just like, it's trillions of cells in the body activity, and all the atoms of creation, it's just like, wow. Somehow we've been conditioned to think we need to know what's going on and have an opinion about it. Somehow it's for us. You still in India?
Sorry? Yeah, still in
Are you,
Thiru.
are you going to go to the Kumbh Mela?
Oh, like that big, huge festival.
Yeah, once in every 144 years, like, I forget, 100 million people or something come together.
Yeah,
It's
they're saying it's going to be 400 million. It's just like,
Yeah,
what?
it's
Wow.
just, it's mind blowing. It would be worth going. Just, I mean, we're not going to be around in 144 years, so if you're there, then it might be worth doing.
Yeah, it's true, actually. Yeah, I wasn't sure how I was going to go, but when you say it like that, there's some
Yeah,
interest.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's some. I mean, it's like, it doesn't happen anywhere else on the planet. 400 million people coming together. 100.
That's really something. Yeah.
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 Okay.
Mm. Thank you.
Pete.
I coming with a similar issue. The brainwashing has been to focus on object, and it went from very early on, this conditioning, and one aspect of it is this classical, I'm okay, you are not okay, which creates a distancing on the social level, of course, and separation or sense of, and etc., and so on and so on. And it's a funny one, and it's a deep habit in the system, this attitude.
Yeah, you can see it's conditioning. It's nothing
Yeah.
that you would do. It's old program, basically.
Yeah.
It's beautiful if there's awareness of it. And of course, at times it'll trouble, and other times, it'll get quiet. And so it's cooking.
It's cooking. Yeah. Okay. It's cooking. What is not cooking? Resting.
Right.
Thank you, Isaac. Thank you. Wow.
think.
Hello. So many times there's a little nervousness in the beginning.
Mm.
And also sitting in these meetings, and then I want to ask or to say something or to share something. Then, and I imagine what I'm going to say. And then the nervousness starts.
Mhm.
And it's also so strange because you're always so kind and there's no reason to be nervous, and also I'm doing things like theater, and so I'm not really, I'm shy, but yeah, also
You know,
it's
in one way, it seems to me, it's just like in most of us,
mhm,
there's ongoingly under the surface, like an agitation that's almost always there. So used to it, we don't even pick up on it. It's only when we start, like, say, really getting quiet that we even notice it.
I don't know if I can relate to that because it's more related to thoughts. So when I have a thought like, oh, I want to say something,
Mm-hmm.
then it comes. And when I say, okay, there's no need to say something,
Yeah.
then it goes away
Yeah.
again.
So,
And then,
so to me, I'm just inviting, like I
mhm.
can, it's like, it's interesting to kind of see what is the fuel for a thought,
What is the field?
the petrol or the gasoline for a thought.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we're sitting here,
that's a good
yeah,
question.
we're just sitting here, and then it's like there is no real reason to have to think at this moment. Yeah.
No, no, even,
And yet there's something that kind of is bubbling, or I don't know what you
yeah,
want to call it, a very subtle
yeah,
frequency or something going on underneath that
yeah.
isn't, yeah, it's just like it's
It's like maybe it's a lack. It feels like a lack.
some sense of something, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
call it, so, you know, so like some sense of not being fully at ease.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So whatever words we want to put on that, it doesn't matter. You know, the thinking will start to kind of
yeah,
try to solve it in a certain way. But it's just like, you know, right now there's just an interest to rest together. We're not to do anything. We don't have to, um,
yeah,
you know, we're not trying to get anywhere. We're just noticing very gently. Okay, here we are. There's an interest to rest deeply, and then just
yeah,
allow whatever wants to show itself to show itself.
yeah. I'm also very interested in the ananda part, the happiness part. Maybe
Mhm.
that's related to this. Only to rest is like it's okay, but it's not really fully happy. And I know happiness can be a real stress, especially in this individualistic society. So I'm not really striving to happiness or something. I'm more like to be in balance, but yeah, it still confuses me when you hear like the saints or the gurus or whatever, or how you call it. They all speak about such a big happiness, and
In a way, I mean, it's a beautiful inquiry because we hear, and you know, that subtle vibration of measuring.
Yeah,
Even this thought about happiness.
yeah,
You know, in it, there's like some kind of analysis or some kind of
yeah, yeah.
we've heard that this, yeah. So that
It is.
it's like it belongs to that frequency or that wavelength, and
Yeah.
it's rare that that really stops, fully stops. So it's like, okay, we're just here, and somehow this interest is here.
Mm-hmm.
And we just gently noticing, okay, yeah, there's an interest to fully rest, recognizing everything that's here already. There is no lack, there is nothing. It's just this. It's like, okay. But yet still, you know, something plays of, oh, maybe happiness is lacking, or maybe something is lacking, you know, it's like it's
Yeah.
you know, it's like for me, you know, part of this journey was taking quite a bit of LSD. And sometimes on LSD, it would be so amazingly beautiful, and other times it would be amazingly horrible. But you know, looking for that beauty, and then at some point realizing just running after anything produced exactly the opposite. Like you know, that story of Fafsi saying, you know,
Yeah.
on the surface there's waves, and the depths it's very quiet, and so okay, it can just move between whatever it wants to move.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's just movement, and other times it's
yeah. 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 I know that running doesn't help.
Yeah, and it's just seeing it, like I really seeing that there is no control over that.
No.
And so, you know, it's like last night, somehow, you know, something caught my attention, I could say, and the system was disturbed. It was, and I, to the extent that it disturbed sleep didn't want to come while that was playing. And even though I know, I mean, there's such a deep knowing, nothing's up to me. It's like there is no control. Like whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Somehow, thinking just kept coming around to wanting to do something. Seeing it again and again and again and again. And okay, so that was just it. It's like that. Just realizing not much to be done about it. It's just like, oh, okay. That's just what's playing at this moment, related to how the system interprets current circumstance. So for me, oftentimes, if that happens, then I just get up and do Sudoku, something that just requires my attention, then you know I don't have a thought about anything because I'm just pretty focused finding a number. Stupid, but
Mm. But isn't
then
that
I
a
get,
doing as well?
in a way, it's just, but in a way, I would say it's just recognizing. I mean, you know, I have and sat and just laid there sometimes for hours.
Mm.
Okay, this is whatever this is playing, and I see that at some point it's a relief just not to have to deal with it, just rather do Sudoku or something like that. And then tiredness happens and sleep comes. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. But, yeah.
Yeah. Would you say it's grace then when the happiness comes?
Oh, it's all grace. I mean,
Yeah. I've had some very little glimpses of that happiness that's really beyond imagination, like, and when it happens, then it's so connected to the heart. Is that,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, there's many many things I could speak and share and but leave time for others. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah. Ah, okay.
Evening, Isaac. Morning to everybody. Whew. Isaac, I would like to ask you, can you be with me? I have such a strong contraction here in front of the body. It's amazing strong and yes.
Yeah. So, you know, that's one of the things I know. Like I said about the Sudoku, it is often helpful just to be with another nervous system so that we can resource. Because, you know, it's like we know contractions come and go. And we know that we don't have to do anything about it. They just come and they have their own kind of journey in a certain sense. But just resting together and just resourcing, I would say it like that. Yeah, it's okay. Nothing has to be different. You're just sensing the resourcing that happens by itself without it doing. It's just being aware of it. Whatever that is, you know, doesn't mean anything. It's nothing you have to do about it. It'll, for sure, it'll pass.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just as we rest here together, do you sense just calming down or speeding up, or what do you notice?
A little bit less.
A little
It's still
bit less.
there.
Great.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
it's okay like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. You know, if I was close to you, I'd offer you a hand or just touch, but you can just imagine holding hands or a hug or whatever, if that's of any, if that helps to calm the system down, because touch is so important with some of these early touches, you could say. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, this feels like a young organization to me, and it's okay.
Yes, yes, it's a very young organization. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so just imagine, and you can imagine somebody standing behind and putting their hands on your shoulders or whatever, just play, just
Yes, that's beautiful. Yeah.
yeah. And does this young organization feel received?
Pardon, I don't understand.
Does this young organization feel received?
Yes. Yes,
Beautiful.
it feels very touched and received. Yes.
Yeah, beautiful.
And also seen.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Mm. Oh, Bob.
Hi, and I take the
Hi,
job.
Bob. Hey,
Hi.
Barbara.
It's the same with me as with Hank, like it's always a little bit exciting. And there's a wish it would be there, but what to do? Nothing to do. When we were talking with Vidya, this here is somehow, it is located for me here.
Mhm.
I mean, still there, you can sense everything which is not here, but it still feels like that. Is it a
Mhm.
problem or does it has to go away in a way?
No, I mean, you know, somehow, you know, that location here, Ramana spoke about it. It's like the attention drops and it seems like, you know, it's like everything is emanating from the heart in a certain sense. That it's interesting to really go into it and see, okay, where exactly is it? What exactly is it? Does it have a, it's like just playing, just inquiring. Yeah.
Mm.
There's no special way it's supposed to be as far as I can see. It's just like, okay.
That's good to know, because then there for me there was the idea that I have a limitation. It's here.
Yeah. You know, Nisargadatta spoke of when I know I'm nothing. That's wisdom. When I know I'm everything, and that knowing I'm everything seems to be more centered around the heart. And then knowing I'm nothing is actually nowhere. It's like everything can disappear actually if it goes really deep in that direction.
Wow, thank you. Mm.
Sure. Hey, sir.
Hello. There's a wanting to explore a pattern for some reason.
Explore which I've missed one word.
Can you listen up?
Yes, I can hear. You wanted to explore, and I missed the word there afterwards.
For some reason, there's a wanting to explore a pattern.
Okay, okay. That was the word I didn't hear, the pattern. Okay.
Yeah. And I see that it is recurrent to that in my relationship, in a romantic relationship, there's a tendency to project, and that causes a bit of trouble, a bit of contraction, uneasiness, and there's a wanting to, in a way, free that or make it more gentle, because I see that it's not sustainable. There's an interest in somehow the interest in seeing that there's no one there doesn't satisfy the interest of having to solve something practical, because it feels like it needs some kind of mental solution or experience from someone who deals with trauma, with patterns, and there are so many ways of approaching it, and makes my system confused. Like staying with it, or seeing that it doesn't belong, or that what is the root of it, and
But you know, just playing. So we have this idea of relationship. So right there is a whole bunch of things to explore. Just that idea. Because that's an idea, right?
yeah, it's the idea of a relationship with someone, you mean, or
Yeah. Just around the word relationship. You know, like there's relating, but relationship is even a step further, because now it's become a ship. It's become something. Okay, so, you know, it's like we hear, and then if I ask you, who are you? And you go deep with that question, all it can come up with is I am. But then if I ask the question, are you single, or are you married, or, you know, all of a sudden now, like, we're starting to look through filters and ideas around what that means. And there's we culturally, there's so many ideas in that.
Mhm.
And so it's to me, it seems like it's there's just the innocence of enjoying company, you could say, like that, and then turns into something. And to me, it's worth like just looking at, you know, what is a relationship? So we can play. What is it?
For me, it feels like the physical forms are attracted to one another in
Yeah,
a
but
way.
that's still not a relationship. A relationship is something on top of that.
Yeah, as a commitment, as a mental
So there's
commitment.
a mental commitment there. So really now, you know, like, and committed to what? And what commitment, you know, like just to play, again, no right or wrong to it. What can we honestly commit to?
Nothing that stays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you can see already around that, there's already stress and entanglement, I would say. And you know, I've made a joke about it. You know, the marriage vows these days are marry you in sickness and health, through good times and bad times, till death us do part, or I change my mind. That's the modern. And we speak about commitment, you know, it's like it's yeah, somehow, you know, there's either a deep interest in exploring and noticing and being available for wherever there is entanglement or confusion to be seen and to, but if we try to hold on to this idea of relationship, somehow that becomes more important than truth. And for some, you know, again, it's I just see for some people, yes, it's more important, and no pretense about it. It's like, but then there's suffering. It's just is like that.
Mhm. So
So if you were talking, if we were talking about a so-called a relationship with the body, what kind of commitment could you make to a body, your body, what you call your body? I promise I'll always be kind to you. I'll only treat you well. I'll exercise every day. You know, what can we really, let alone what we call another body or another body mind? And what happens if all of that just falls away for an instant? If I can just hear.
it's just not important when it goes away. It just doesn't.
You know, when
But then it has its momentum, I think.
yeah,
It,
for sure, because it's, you know, like part of the inquiry for me was looking at, okay, what function does it serve to make those commitments? Why, how come man and woman can't find themselves doing something that they can't possibly keep? And to me, it seems like, it's to wanting to feel secure, wanting to feel safe, not wanting to feel pain. Then the question is, does it work? No, it doesn't. Actually. Just to enjoy, you could say, a natural attraction or something like that. Okay, far out.
So for you, when a pattern is systematic, keeps coming, keeps manifesting, there's absolutely nothing
Well,
to be
I
done.
mean, no, I mean, it's, at one point I found myself in this idea of a relationship, and there was an attachment somehow to this, holding on to that idea. And I could see that it was just holding on to an idea, and I could see it was causing actually a lot of stress and trouble. And tied to so many intertwinings of, it's like not wanting to be alone, whatever that meant. It's like wanting to have ongoing comfort of another body. There were many, and then just seeing, okay, at some point it was just too small. I just couldn't stay in that anymore. And so then it's kind of like, it literally burnt up. But it was a process of just like, okay, wow, there's something that's playing here that keeps causing difficulty. The interest is just to rest. It's the getting clear, that's the primary interest. Interest in truth. However you want to describe that. And then just seeing where it rubs up against these other ideas, it's just like, okay. Not comfortable. But in a way, it's like really recognizing also, like it's so generic. It's, it's like, I think it's we certainly don't have a patent on it. It just plays in almost everybody. So, and, okay, so now it's coming up to be explored, but really for the benefit of all beings, because it's not for you personally. None of that is personal, actually. It feels very personal when it's playing, for sure, because it's the way you speak, you're seeing how it interferes with actually just enjoying.
Yeah, it creates more ideas of self, the little self, I mean.
Yeah.
Of doing it right or doing it not so well or doing it.
Yeah. And expectations of yourself and expectations of what we call another. It's endless. Awareness is here. We don't have to do anything for it to be here. Then the attention wants to go to discomfort and trying to solve it. Then looking to see, does that actually help? Like you said, it can be from, there's some young organizations that never, haven't ever been fully seen or fully welcomed. But my sense is you don't really have to do anything. Just there's a gentle noticing to see there's something playing. And seeing that actually the deepest interest is to rest.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Following the conversation and the different issues of today, it all is not existent. It's just an appearance. It consists of nothing. It's empty,
Yes.
completely empty.
Absolutely.
So like you say, there is nothing to do or to
Yeah.
solve. And yet the momentum to bring attention on this stage or, yeah.
Yeah. I was speaking about last night. Last night,
Amazing.
all of a sudden my emails stopped working. I couldn't send, I couldn't receive, I couldn't get onto my web server to access my emails that way. And I spent hours trying to solve it, could not. And so,
Action is gross to understand.
yeah. So, it's like that was what was disturbing my sleep. How the hell am I going to get this thing working again? Because I tried everything, I looked on their website, I tried all the different, nothing worked. So I went to sleep with that problem. And then today, when I woke up, I called them up and I managed to get it working after a few hours. Anyway, you seem frozen on my screen, and I lost you. Well, you're back. Cool. Peter, you're still muted. I don't hear you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Please, we are still in dialogue.
Yes.
Yes. Please say again. I'm sorry, I
It's
could not
just
hear.
no, it's just a story. You know, it's like my email stopped working, and I could, after hours of messing around with it, I couldn't get it working. So I went to sleep with that. You know, people are signing up for the celebrations and other retreats, and I mean, it's just like, wow, suddenly you can't. Everything's cut off, and nothing I tried worked. So there was a frustration, and so trying to sleep in that.
Yeah.
With that going on, yeah, it was like,
If I say again, this conditioning to be fascinated by these appearances and to believe in that empty nonsense, empty nothing.
Yeah.
This only can be uprooted by resting 24/7. Is it?
Yeah.
Isn't it like this?
Or having that interest, I would say. It's just like not even to put that idea of that you have to rest. It's like there's an interest, and within that interest, inquiry happens, and then, you know, it's like we can't control it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's a summary. We can't control it.
Yeah, like,
No one.
you know, yeah, last night, you know, okay, my email's not working. Is it existential? Am I going to die? No. Fine, okay. It's out of my hands. Okay, cool, but yeah, the mind. Well, how can I get it going? Fuck this, you know. I mean, it's again and again. Look, it's all okay. It's all okay. It's just nothing.
Also, my question comes from the sense of me wanting to have some control or some knowledge or some technique or some understanding or something, which is nonsense. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's a mystery.
Thanks.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Esther?
Hi, Isaac.
Hey, Esther.
I didn't hear you said my name.
Ah, yeah, Trent.
Hi, Isaac.
Hey, Trent.
Um, I'm busy with, or I'm not busy. It just, it's interesting what what's somehow very present in the moment is this seeing of this of the like it feels everything feels kind of unreal. I mean, it sounds trivial in a way because it has all been said, and it's okay. Life is a dream, but in a way uh, keeps me busy, and or that's also not the right word, but it kind of struck me a lot lately that every moment is just slipping away, and it's like all the ideas and all the beautiful, it's everything, it's just slipping. It's just not, you can't it's, yeah, it's like flowing water, like every drop is like it's already gone before you really can and it's I mean it's in a way it's nothing new, or it's but it's I feel it very strongly, or somehow it's and it's all also all the beautiful moments. They are just moments, and then they are
Gone, yeah.
and they're gone before you're like it's already history. And every like future is the same thing. It's like it seems more real actually if it's in the future, like you have the idea of something. Yeah, somehow it looks more real, and then it happens, and it's like and yeah, it's a funny state in a way, you know. Hmm. Of course, nothing to complain about. Yeah, like the mind always tries to, like it's an orientation, like to want something, to not want something, to like have a direction in a way. It's in a way it's unreal also, like
Yeah.
and still this movie is going on somehow. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks. Hans.
Yes. Hi, good evening.
Hey, Hans.
Yeah, there was a gentle noticing going on. And yeah, it was still connected to a kind of mental activity and objects and shock states. But by acknowledging it, actually, I realized the kind of that it was happening in awareness, it's noticing itself. And yeah, this noticing leads to a kind of deep understanding of things, but this knowing is, yeah, it's not mental at all, but it's an invitation to all these movements.
A nice distinction between knowing and knowledge. That deep knowing and then we know we are. That's the one thing we know.
An enormous invitation, I think.
So there's 2 more meetings, Sunday and Tuesday, and then next Friday I leave for Perth. So then there'll be about 10 days of no Zoom meetings, ongoing Zoom meetings. The information is on my website, and I'll remind you again, but just while I'm thinking of it now. Andrea, thank you for hosting. Thank you, beloveds, for showing up.